He got two scholarships when he applied as an international student here in Canada. How did that happen? Let's find out.
Hi, I'm Joshua. Currently nag-aaral ako sa University of Manitoba here in Winnipeg. And right now, nag-take ako ng master's degree in public administration.
When did you come to Canada?
I arrived noong August 2023.
And your school started in September?
September, yeah.
So when you came, how many weeks did you start school?
So mga 2 weeks lang. Less than 2 weeks, actually, yung adjustment period.
But you can come here like a month before? Or...
Yeah, you can come as long as nakuha mo na yung yung student visa on your passport. You can come na.
So how long did you apply for the
Ako nasabit ko yung visa requirements ko late May. Kuha ko yung approval ko I think late June, maybe 3rd, 4th week of June.
About a month. So you got approved.
Yeah, about a month. Yeah, in a month.
Yeah. So yung student permit mo, 'di ba? Student permit mo na how long did you apply for that?
So yung process of like applying for the permit mismo, I started around March, April, and then I submitted it na mga late May. So I think
parang a month din.
Kasi ang pinakamahirap lang naman, at least in my opinion, na kunin is yung financial documents.
Okay.
Kasi yung mga bank, minsan, like, hindi sila cooperative, but like, minsan, matagal sila mag-send ng documents katulad ng bank statements and certificate.
How come you came here to Winnipeg? Specifically, or University of Manitoba? You're enrolled in
University of Manitoba.
University of Manitoba only?
I'm in a joint program. So I have classes sa University of Winnipeg. Pero I'm enrolled as a UFM student. I'm technically a UFW student, pero naka-register ako under UFM. Yeah.
So how come you chose University of Manitoba?
Well, kasi it's pinaka-straightforward is kasi they gave me scholarships talaga. Like, I think that was the deciding factor to why I chose University of Manitoba.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, they're a good school naman din. Like, I researched on them. They have good credentials within Canada. To be transparent, I applied for other schools and I got into other schools rin naman. But in the end, I chose University of Manitoba.
Wow. How many schools did you apply for in Canada?
If I'm not mistaken, around 5 or 6 schools. I applied for Western University, University of Alberta, Simon Fraser University, University of Northern British Columbia.
But for the same program? Same program?
More or less, kasi same discipline naman siya. Like, this one is public administration. Yung mga iba, public policy,
okay.
Or something like. So, similar fields lang.
Yeah. So your background, what's your background in the Philippines? You're graduated.
So I graduated from De La Salle University sa Taft noong June 2023, but I finished my last term noong December 2022 pa. And then I took political science.
So parang fresh graduate ka?
Yeah, fresh grad talaga. Like,
wala ka pang work, no work experience?
Well, I have internship experience naman back home, but I don't have formal work experience.
Have you really planned on studying abroad ever since?
It was an idea lang for a long time. Like, hindi siya yung parang matagal ko na siyang iniisip, kumbaga. Like, it was just at the top of my, parang, interesting mag-aral abroad. Kasi parang minsan kasi nag-joke mom ko dati na, umalis ka na ng bansa, mag-aral ka na lang sa dito, ganun. Sa parang, haha. And then, around last year, August, parang, kasi malapit na matapos yung undergrad ko, I was thinking of what to do afterwards. And na-realize ko, at least in my, like, in my perspective, na it's hard to get a job sa Pilipinas with an undergraduate degree in Pol Sci. Kasi usually, pag Pol Sci ka sa Pilipinas, nag-law school ka pa eh. Kasi usually, like, it's a law related degree. And I didn't want to go to law school anymore. Medyo naumay na ako sa pag-aaral. Kasi like, at least ito 2 years lang program ko. But like, sa law school, 4 years at the minimum. And then mag-aaral ka pa para sa bar. So parang sabi ko, gusto ko rin kasi at least i-challenge or like, chance sarili ko and explore lang din yung opportunities. So, wala lang. Nung August last year, sabi ko lang, apply lang ako and then see what happens. Like, I wasn't expecting anything. Like, I just applied for the sake of applying. Natanggap pa ako sa Western, sa UFM, University of Alberta, and may isa pa but I forgot. Yeah, I forgot
So
yung isa.
U of M offered you scholarship right then and there
Mm.
when
Yeah, like
when they accepted you.
when they accepted me, dun parang part sa email nila is you're being provided scholarships. Like I didn't apply for any, they just gave me scholarships.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
Galing.
you.
Although you had very good grades in the Philippines.
Cause I guess it helps then I had good grades back home kaya nabigyan ako ng scholarship. So
Did you have interviews with them?
no, I just had to send yung typical school requirements like my transcript of records, yung mga ganun. And then I had to submit a writing sample. So like yung mga papers na sinulat ko nung undergrad ako, ganun.
How
Yeah.
long did the schools respond to your application?
Usually they respond already around middle of March or early April, around that time.
Like within weeks lang ba or
No, kasi the deadline for submission is January. I submitted lahat ng mga school applications ko, I think late December. So, 3 months waiting time. Standard, well, at least for grad school, standard kasi yung yung release date. Like, it's around middle of March or early April sila mag-release talaga.
I mean yung
So,
the letter of acceptance took
yeah,
you 3 months to get,
3 months, yeah.
and then 1 month na lang yung student visa.
Yeah. Mm.
Very good. So, did you also apply to other countries or Canada lang?
I applied sa Japan and Netherlands.
Oh,
Mm.
laki na joke ka, ang dami mong in-applyan na. Pero Canada lang ang nag-respond.
No, nag-respond din ang sa Japan, but nag-respond din sa Japan, but I didn't push through with the Netherlands kasi mahal sa Europe in general.
So you started school and you have done your term 1, right?
Term 1, yeah. So,
How long is this program for?
the website it says usually it takes around 2 years, but I think I might take a bit longer. Baka mag-extend ako ng 1 semester depending on how things go. Kasi this term I realized na mabigat workload ng grad school in general. I mean like aware naman ako dun, but it did take a toll on me. Parang medyo nahirapan ako. So baka magbawas ako ng courses per term. So baka mag-extend ako ng maybe a term or two just to like para hindi naman ako masyadong mentally masiraan or whatever. So ayaw ko lang maano ng ganun. Kaya yeah.
Are you working now as well?
Not yet, pero kasi part ng program ko, I have mandatory co-op. So I have work with the local government soon, hopefully.
Ano bang binibigay sa scholarship mo?
Yung isa kong scholarship kasi, it pays off yung different, kasi diba, may difference yung tuition ng domestic students and international students. So, yung first scholarship ko pays off that difference. So, I'm paying, for my yung buong first year ko, I'm only paying domestic student tuition fees. And then, yung second tuition ko, isang bagsakan ng $14,000. Tapos ako bahala kung paano siya gamitin.
Parang sa allowance mo siguro mga 14,000
or 14,000 for a whole year. Tapos I can use it on tuition or whatever. So syempre gagamitin ko siya for tuition. And yeah. So I think around, if I'm not mistaken, around 70% ng tuition ko nabayaran na, more or less, with the money that they've given. So, it's all about just my rent and daily expenses. And then, yung natitirang tuition na kailangan kong bayaran.
Pero before you came or before the start of the school year, you also paid your own pocket for the tuition?
So, right now kasi we're paying out of pocket kasi hindi isang bagsakan yung 14,000. Like, they send you bi-weekly $500. So, hindi pa siya sapat enough na mabayaran ko ng buo yung tuition. So, what I plan to do is, pag nakuha ko na lahat ng pera na yun, like yung 14,000, babalik ko lang siya sa nanay ko para at least mabawi niya yung pera na yun.
Paano yung allowance mo? Yung mga
she sends naman money for that. And kasi I stay on campus and part na yun ng tuition fees ko for this year.
Yeah.
So by April I'll move out. Maghahanap ako ng place somewhere in Winnipeg na mas mura. Kasi mahal on campus. I think but I recommend if may pera, I do recommend staying on campus. Kasi it helps you get a network agad of
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
like friends, then understandable naman. But if kaya, if may pera, I
Mm-mm.
do recommend mag-student dorm.
Yeah, right. Teka, looking back, balik muna tayo siguro nung nag-apply ka pala sa Pilipinas.
Mm,
So how much did you provide or did you collect for yung show money na tinatawag?
yeah.
GIC, how much did you collect for
Yeah, so kasi yung sister ko yung sponsor ko, but I would say around 2 to 2.5 mil,
wow.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, medyo
Parang lumampas pa kayo doon sa required?
lumagpas nga kami. Yeah, kasi yung problem, kasi if kasama, ang gusto ko lang siguraduhin kasi is, nung nag-submit ako ng application, kaya kong i-prove na kaya ko pa rin i-sustain sarili ko
Mm.
even without the scholarship. Kasi
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the scholarship, sobrang mas mahal yung, like, tataas syempre yung required funds ko. So, parang gusto ko lang ipakita na even without the scholarship, kaya naman namin kahit papaano. So, yeah.
So, ibig sabihin yung GIC yun, di ba? GIC parang may bank account
Uh,
na dito.
Dalawang stream kasi yun. So, yung GIC is yung direct stream,
Mm.
and my regular stream na show money lang. So,
So, regular
you don't
stream
have
naman.
nag-regular stream lang ako.
Ah,
Kasi if ang problema ko lang with the direct stream is kasi masyadong biglaan yung financial
yeah,
burden.
yeah.
Kasi 10,000 agad eh. So parang syempre medyo masakit sa bulsa ng ate ko.
Mm.
So I said, show money na lang tayo, like yung regular stream. And even if it takes longer
You mean
for
bank
the,
statements lang pinakita mo?
yeah, bank statements, bank certificates, and other relevant financial documents, like I guess insurance, mga ganun.
But the
So,
tuition fee you also paid already before you came?
no, wala, I didn't have to pay a down payment or whatever before I came.
Oh,
Walang
really?
kailangan. Yeah. Kasi I think sa ibang schools, like you have to give a down payment or something. Well, for me at least, I didn't have to. Or sa UFM, they didn't require me to send a down payment for the program.
Yung parang application fee lang binayaran
Yeah,
mo.
yeah. Application fee lang binayaran ko.
How much was the application fee?
I think less than $100.
$100.
No, $120, I think.
So, ibig mo sabihin, pagpunta mo dito, may dala kang pera for the tuition fee and the allowance, some allowance.
I mean, like, nasa bank account ko siya. Like, sinenda siya sa akin para pag oras na magbayad, I could just pay.
Ah,
Yeah.
pero yung bank account mo na yon, you open it when you came already.
So when I arrived, like the day I arrived, pumunta na agad akong bank para mag-open ng Canadian bank account.
So
Yeah.
that's when your sister and your mom sent you money pa or
Hindi na, well,
or
I
may
guess
pa?
I guess yes kasi ang ginagawa ko kasi is pag tuition kasi ang pinapagawa ko in general is they just send it sa BDO ko kasi may BDO account ako sa Pilipinas, and then nagwi-withdraw ako ng money here. So, yeah. So, they don't send it directly sa Canada. Kasi di naman nila masasend directly. Well, kaya naman, like wire transfer.
Mm.
But, mas convenient na lang i-send sa,
Parang bank to bank transfer ang ginagawa
yeah,
mo, no?
yeah, parang ganun, yeah. Like, dinadala nila sa BDO ko, tapos nag-withdraw ako gamit ng BDO card ko dito sa Canada.
Pero ano yon, Canadian yung video account mo sa Pilipinas?
No, like, so diba, may BDO account ako.
I mean
So, ate ko
peso
yeah,
account.
it's a peso account, and then I withdraw money here sa Canada using my BDO.
Pero Canadian, Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian na yung lalabas. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Parang
Yeah.
inaano na niya.
Kina-convert niya na.
Okay. Okay. Ano bang challenges mo nung nag-apply ka pa lang doon sa Pilipinas?
I think one main challenge is I think you have to plan this out properly. Like, kasi recently, ang daming kong friends na nagtatanong din na parang, how do you apply for this? How do you apply for Canada? Or like, basta gusto nila mag-abroad in general, for their own personal reasons, of course. But parang for me kasi hindi nila napaplano ng maayos, like yung small details, like yung tuition, like yung daily expenses, like yung program nila, may mandatory work ba, mga ganun. Like, they don't look deep enough sa mga details na kailangan nilang malaman about their program, about Canada in general. And that was a challenge for me din kasi I spent a good amount of time talagang just researching on Canada sa program, like whatever my goal was here. Kasi syempre, it's a huge investment and you want to make sure that you can take the risk. Kasi like, mahal eh. And you don't want to just come here na bahala lang attitude. Like, and then another one was, syempre, mentally, nung nag-submit ako ng application for like schools and nung natanggap na ako, on one hand, masaya siya, masaya ka, syempre, kasi parang, uy, like, this is it. Parang mag-upload ka na. But on the other hand, na-realize mo onti na lang oras mo with your loved ones back home. Like, I think that's another huge challenge na some people might not be prepared for. Or they can say na kaya nila, but pagdating nila dito, parang mahirap pala or something. I think another huge challenge, back home is yung pagkuha ng documents. I think, in general, challenging lang talaga siya. Kasi like, sa Pilipinas, hindi naman super efficient lagi ng mga
business natin.
Mga system. Like, minsan ang tagal or whatever. For example, before I left, nirenew ko na yung driver's license ko. Ang dami ko din kailangan ni-renew. Like, passport ko, ni-renew ko din. To be honest, before leaving pa lang, ang dami naman ng kailangan gastusin. Kasi syempre, you have to pay for IELTS.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay for application fees, and then you have to pay for yung visa application, which is also expensive, yung medical ng visa application. So, in general, like...
Yung mga expenses na yun, sino nag-spend for you?
Ate ko rin, in general, yeah. Ate, and well, mom ko rin naman, tumulong rin naman siya. Yeah, yun pa lang, like, before ka pa lang umalis, mahal na gastos mo.
Yeah.
That's another challenge that people need to be, like, it's not expensive when you get here. Expensive na siya bago ka pa umalis. Kailangan, kasi, syempre, if mag-apply ka rin for schools, ilan na-applyan mo? Like, let's say, are you applying for 3 or applying for 5? So,
nag-agency ka ba?
IDP. Kasi ang ginawa ko lang with them is tagtanong lang ako about like yung process of application, what the documents are, and then ako na nag-asikaso mag-isa.
Hindi ka ba nag-research bago ka mag-ano?
Nag-research naman ako about how to like yung mga application, but syempre I think it would also help to ask for people who have experience doing it na rin, diba? Kasi baka may mga ibang bagay na kahit ni-research mo siya, hindi pala applicable on your case or whatever, diba?
How much did you pay for that agency?
I don't know. I just asked.
Hindi ka nagbayad?
Wala akong binayad.
Pwede pala.
Hindi ako nag-push through with them at all.
Okay.
Nagtanong lang ako, like, nag-message lang ako, isang message lang.
Okay.
Ano ba yung documents? And then, parang sabi nila, would you like to avail of our services? Hindi ko na nireplyan.
Okay. Yeah, pero binigyan ka ng kung ano yung requirements na
Yeah.
But you also researched.
I also did my own research. Yeah.
Nasa website nila lahat di ba?
Yeah, nasa website naman lahat. But baka kasi may mga things na kahit nasa website, baka hindi applicable or outdated, ganun. So, di ko lang sure.
Pero ang galing mo kasi first time mo nag-apply, tapos ang daming schools na nag-ano sa'yo. At may scholarship ka pa.
I mean, it helps naman kasi na may good grades ka back home.
Yeah.
So,
di ba yung letter na sinusulat ng pantawag doon, yung parang you discuss there, yung mga plans mo, bakit ito ang course na kinuha mo? Ano yung specifically na sinulat mo doon? Parang to convince them to accept you.
Is this yung application para sa school? Nung nag-send ako ng statement of interest, yung pala yung statement of interest, sinabi ko kasi is one, I wanted to study, well, syempre, all of the schools I applied for were top schools in their own right. And sinabi ko rin kasi I wanted to like develop my skills further sa field ko. And I wanted to gain practical skill. Kasi, syempre, Canada in politics in general, kilala sila for good public policy. So, sabi ko, I wanted to study in a country that's well known for having that. And then, sabi ko, I have plans on maybe bringing that skill back home sa Pilipinas kasi, syempre, we're struggling with that kind of thing.
Wala kang relatives dito, di ba? You don't have relatives?
No relatives, just me.
How did you cope up with the struggle in coming here?
I think swerte ako kasi lumaki ako in a English-speaking household. So I can speak English very well. Like, hindi siya problema for me. And culturally kasi, lumaki ako sa, hindi naman, but medyo Western na rin naman ugali namin in general. Like, medyo
parang independent.
Western.
Marunong ka na mag-independent.
Independent. And yung ugali lang namin in general just fits. Like, sa Canada, parang lumaki ako sa Lasal. And Lasal, syempre, medyo may pagkaka kano, American or whatever, 'di ba? So parang culturally hindi naman ako nanibago pagdating ko dito kasi sanay na ako sa things that they do. Like I can speak straight English. Like,
Oh.
walang problema sa akin 'yun. So hindi ako nahirapan makipag-usap with other people. And aware na rin naman ako kahit paano sa mga cultural norms dito sa Canada. I mean, not all. Kasi syempre, I'm still learning. But I did have an idea naman in general of how people in Canada acted. So parang pagdating ko, naka-adapt ako agad. Like, hindi ako nahirapan in general.
You're living on your own. It's your first time? Is it your first time?
Well,
Or yung family mo nasa Manila din?
na-family ko rin nasa Manila, yeah. But to be fair, nung nasa Manila ako, I did things on my own rin naman. Like, ako nagluluto para sa sarili ko. Ako naglilinis ng kwarto ko, whatever, mga ganun. But like, di na siya bago sa akin. Like, dito, pagdating ko sa dorm ko, may roommate ako na Filipino rin naman. But, yeah, parang wala naman nagbago. Like, I just do the same things that I did back home. Like, nagluluto para sa sarili ko, nililinis ko kwarto, I do my chores, I do my responsibilities.
What
So,
budgeting money?
yeah, so budgeting money, ayun din. I think, I budget my money. I think that's a huge challenge that people have to get. Kasi ang napapansin ko sa Facebook that people, pinakonvert nila yung presyo. Like, kunyari, let's say,
Yeah.
kunyari, ito yung kinakain ko. Kunyari yan,
Oo.
yung noodles.
Oo.
Let's say, $3 to.
Yeah.
If you convert that to pesos, nasa
120.
120, 150 pesos, sabihin mo, grabe, mahal naman yan. But like,
Ano ba yung
that's
sa
how
Manila?
like, ang mahal nun, like, ito, 140, ito, kung sa Manila, nasa,
70
I
lang.
don't know, maybe 70, 60, basta wala pang 100 to for sure.
Oo.
But like, sabihin nila, grabe, ang taas naman ng presyo niyan, like, mahal. But like, yun nga, you have to get used to it kasi that's how things work here. Like, hindi mo pwede i-convert yung presyo back home kasi nga, iba rin naman yung presyo ng bilihin sa atin. But it's not to say mura dito, or it's not to say mura dito kasi mahal naman talaga.
Mm-mm.
So, I think it's important to budget wisely talaga. Yeah, kasi lalo na nung first month ko, ang dami kong kailangan asikasuhin, like phone bills. Syempre, I had to buy things for my room para naman medyo handa, like yung mga toiletries, yung mga kitchenware, yung mga ganun. Kasi hindi siya pinaprovide ng dorm. I need that for myself.
Yeah.
And syempre, in the long run, you're gonna need that for yourself too. Kasi pag nag-move out ka na sa dorm or may sarili kang place, bibili ka rin naman nun. So, why not just buy one already? So, yun, ang daming mong kailangan gastusin when you arrive here first. Like, yeah.
So, thinking about your scholarship, parang kasya na rin kung ano.
Sorry?
Yung scholarship money na natatanggap mo, kasya na rin sa mga daily expenses mo or monthly expenses.
Yeah. Most of it kasi talaga goes. Ang plano ko talaga sa binibigyan nilang money na 14,000. Ano lang, sa tuition ko lang. Like, lahat yun punta lang sa tuition ko. Like, my mom naman sends an allowance for me every month. So I use that. But I think once I get my job, sasabihan ko muna siya na wag magpadala para lang makaipon lang and I get to like live off my own kahit paano.
When will you get that job?
Hopefully maybe by May, but I kakatapos ko lang ng interview last week and may interview ulit ako next week.
But that's already counted for your program, right?
Yeah, that's part of my program talaga.
So, tuloy-tuloy ba yun? Tuloy-tuloy na yun hanggang matapos ka yung job na yun?
Depende kasi the standard is from May to August lang siya. Like first week of May to end of August. But you can always ask if you can start early or continue with them. So if they want to keep you, kunyari, if like you do your job well, then you can work with them and study at the same time, which helps in my opinion.
Is it a government office?
It's government office, but I can't expound more kasi medyo confidential, yeah. But yeah, government office siya.
In school, you didn't have lots of struggles or you didn't have to go through lots of challenges when you started?
When I started, hindi naman. I think actually yung first month ko wala akong ginawa sa school at all. I mean, hindi naman at all, like, hindi naman completely, but like medyo relax lang ako sa school. But around October until finals, dun bumigat bigla. Kasi yeah, like, hindi ko sure bakit, basta dun na nagbagsakan lahat ng kailangan gawin.
Okay.
But in fairness, ang magaan yung load ko ngayon kasi 3 subject lang tinitake ko this term. The previous term.
Is it full-time already?
Full-time na yun. Well, for my program, like, yung program ko kasi, no matter how many, sa UFM, pag grad school ka, no matter how many units you're taking, considered ka as full-time. Ayun, full-time ako. So, I'm only taking 3 courses. And compared naman sa Manila, or sa Pilipinas in general, na you would take what? Like, six, seven, eight or more in a term.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, magaan naman talaga. Sadyang grad school lang siya. So, kaya medyo mabigat yung kailangan gawin. But, hindi naman siya sobrang overwhelming. I think, kailangan mo lang masanay sa standards ng professor mo.
Yung method
But,
of teaching ba, magkaiba ba yung method of teaching here and there? Or the same lang?
I would say, tingin ko kasi hindi fair yung comparison. Kasi undergrad, marami kayo eh. But pag grad school, onti lang talaga. Like, kahit sa Pilipinas kasi pag grad school, onti lang yung estudyante. So, hindi ko masabi completely if iba yung...
Or the same lang?
I would say the teachers here are more relaxed. Mas chill talaga sila.
Yeah.
Mas understanding. I think like a professor here so far na rude or parang if may problema ka, they wouldn't be willing to listen. Parang very, very nice, very
Okay sila.
accommodating, and mabait talaga sila in general. So, I think that was a huge, yun yung huge difference. And ewan ko, speaking from experience, sanay ako sa competition sa Pilipinas. Like, syempre, pataasan ng grades,
Yeah,
diba?
yeah.
Yung mga ganon.
Masyadong grade
But,
conscious tayo doon.
but dito wala. Like, it's
Oh.
like, as long as you learn, it's fine. Yun
Yeah.
yung parang standard dito.
Ganito
So,
talaga dito. Kahit kasi yung anak ko dito na lumaki, 3 years old siya, nung 18 na siya ngayon. Ganito talaga yung educational system dito, parang relax.
yeah.
They just push you, they encourage you, but they don't put you down actually.
Yeah.
Parang ini-encourage ka talaga. They encourage you to speak up, ganon.
Yeah.
Lalo
So,
na
I think,
elementary, talagang very, parang playful pa sila.
yeah,
Parang university na lang sila medyo pushy ng konti. At saka high school. Pero iba nga, iba. Iba na compare ko talaga. Ako
Yeah. Kasi sa atin, grade school pa lang,
Oo,
unano
talaga.
ka na eh.
Ang advantage lang, pag mataas ang grades mo, baka may mga job offers ka rin na marami after.
Yeah. Yun din.
Do you plan on staying? Do you plan on staying here after school?
Hindi ko, like, I'm hindi pa ako fully decided.
Ayan.
Open naman ako sa opportunity, but, I mean, no offense sa Winnipeg, pero I think the city is too small for me. Like, sanay kasi ako sa Manila na malaki and maraming pwedeng gawin. And well, Winnipeg, maliit lang siya, very chill.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like Winnipeg for sure, but I enjoy having a lot of things to do, and I enjoy na marami akong, maraming tao sa paligid ko in general. So, there's that. So, ewan ko pa, pag pinag-iisipan ko pa. Depends. Like, if I get a good job, I guess.
You want to explore other provinces, parang ganon?
Di naman. Like, I mean, I'm open to exploring other provinces too, pero the idea of going back home after studying is not closed. Like, maybe I would go, like, hindi ko pa alam. Like, I'm not close to going back home when I finish. Kasi sure rin naman ako pag-uwi ko, strong credentials na rin naman meron ako. So, I'm not particularly, hindi ako super worried na kung ano yung mangyari. But, I'll see how it goes, kumbaga.
Pero career-wise, after school, what do you plan?
Government work, more or less, or basta public policy in general within the field of political science, yung career path na I want to take.
Okay.
Government work in general.
Yeah. But no more plans of going into law school?
No, ayoko talaga. Ayoko.
Okay.
Like, yung mga kaibigan ko na sa law school na yun, tapos ako parang, sige, kaya nyo na yan. Ayoko, hindi ko na kaya. Wala akong energy para dyan. I think important na when you get here, wag ka na ma-stress masyado sa iba't ibang bagay. Like, go with the flow.
Yeah.
Kasi going here is already a huge risk and mentally straining. So parang pilitin yung mga iba't ibang bagay. Like, things will come your way.
Yeah.
Wag mo sarili mo. Parang
yung expectations mo hindi masyado mataas, parang ganon.
Like, don't expect too much, but work hard for sure. Pero just go with the flow. Like, you'll eventually get there. Pero for sure may mga challenges na hindi mo may expect or whatever. So sa mga ganun, just go with the flow. Like, huwag ka na masyado ma-stress about kung ano-ano. Kasi malaking stress na nga na sa ibang bansa ka. So parang huwag mo na idagdag. Parang ganun. Like this is already a challenge in itself. So like,
pero siguro for you, because I think you're lucky kasi meron kang scholarship, tapos you have family back home who also support you financially. I think that's the main problem of international students also, your financial capabilities, because most of them don't have that much and they really have to work here.
Yeah, mm, that's
Housing
true.
nila, nag-struggle din sila, yung allowances, ganun.
That's true. Like, to be fair, kahit may scholarship nga rin ako, medyo naghahanap din talaga ako ng trabaho. And gets ko rin naman na lucky rin ako kasi nga may scholarship ako and like may mandatory jobs yung program ko. So, I'm very lucky on that end. Iba-iba naman lahat ng perspectives and experiences natin when you come here. So like my advice is not going to be a one size fits all. Like hindi siya applicable sa lahat kasi yun nga like may mga iba na pupunta na financially challenged na agad. So they have to work ganun. But yeah, at the end of the day, it depends talaga on how you look at it. Like this is a huge opportunity no matter what. So like
Make the most of it.
make the most out of it. Yeah. Like not everyone gets this opportunity.
Right.
And kahit ako, like kahit swerte ako, I recognize na swerte, like yun nga, swerte talaga ako. That's it. But may mga iba talaga na pumunta dito out of hard work, sikap, malaking respeto sa kanila.
Yung pag-apply,
Mm.
yung pag-apply din dito talagang challenge na rin in itself, di ba?
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
ikaw na hindi ka nag-agency, so it
Mm.
means na pwede rin na hindi na mag-agency kasi malaking gasto sa
Mm.
agency, di ba? So,
Yeah,
okay, talaga kaya, di ba, na hindi na
kaya.
mag-agency.
Kaya naman, pero research talaga
All
and
research.
yeah,
Sa
research
website
talaga.
lahat, yun, nasa website naman lahat.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken kasi, nung umalis ako, ang requirement na show money was 10,000 lang.
Tumaas na ngayon.
But
Bili na.
tumaas na ngayon. And hindi naman ako sa pagiging pero I think tama lang kasi mahal talaga dito eh. Like, tawag dito, hindi talaga mura mga gamit dito and like, it makes life hard. So, financially speaking, I think that was a good decision talaga. Kasi nga, you can't come here kailangan talaga may backup money ka in
Yeah.
general. Kasi, ikaw lang din mahirapan if hindi mo matuloy yung pag-aaral mo, uuwi ka nang walang nakuhang credential and whatever, di ba?
Kaya na yung gastos mo.
Sayang lang yung gastos mo. So, there's also that aspect. So, like, ayun nga, I think I was lucky enough na I left before
Yeah.
that financial requirement arrived. Kasi if that arrived, I don't think makakaalis rin ako in general. But, yun, I think it just emphasizes na money is very important here. And, ayun nga, you need to be responsible when you come over here.
Yung classes
I
mo
mean,
pala, anong araw ka? Is that,
uh,
are you going to school every day?
no, my class, I only have 3 classes a term, and that's sila gabi, 6 to 9 p.m.
But every day?
No, once a week lang.
Once a week ka
Tapos,
lang may klase?
once a week per class. Tapos tatlo yung klase ko. So, I
So
go to
three
class
times a week.
3 times a week.
3 times a week ka may klase. Yung 2 days
Yeah.
walang pasok or 4 days kasamang weekends.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Medyo light nga.
light nga. Tapos yung per class, so, one subject, 6 to 9 p.m. Monday. Tapos yung isa,
Okay.
6 to 9 p.m. Wednesday. Or tas yung isa, 6 to 9 p.m. Friday.
Okay.
And making friends din pala, I guess, isa pa yun, like, isa pang challenge yun, I guess, para sa mga ibang tao. Like, kasi nga, syempre, English is going to be your common language unless Pinoy kausap mo.
Kaya.
Or unless Pinoy, pero lumaki dito, so hindi siya sobrang galing mag-Tagalog. Ayun, like, kaya gusto ko i-emphasize that you have to learn English. Like, wag lang din matuto para sa IELTS, like, learn how to actually use English. Like, kasi yung IELTS, it's to test your pinaka-English mo pag school or whatever, diba? Para sa work. Pero iba yung IELTS English sa conversational English, yung casual English eh. So, you have to learn that.
Especially yung
So,
listening skills kasi yung kausap mo,
yeah.
ang bilis-bilis magsalita, di ba? Yung
Mabilis.
Canadians.
Oo.
Kaya ako
Tapos
nag-struggle pa rin ako ngayon.
may mga slang words pa sila.
Oo.
So,
How about yung traveling around the city? Nahirapan ka ba o hindi naman?
actually yung isa pa yun. Yeah, be careful pag nagko-commute lang. Yun lang masasabi ko. Kasi may mga experience na akong medyo delikado yeah.
Ano nangyari?
So, like, may one time, may dumating yung police kasi may guy sa bus na parang nag-overdose, parang sobrang drug niya talaga. Sobrang, like, kinakausap niya na lang sarili niya, ganun. So, parang, yeah, dandahan lang sa ganun.
Anong oras yun?
5 p.m.
Sa downtown? Sa downtown yan?
Yeah, downtown. Yeah.
Naging violent yung passenger?
Hindi naman, pero ayun nga, kinakausap yun na lang sarili niya. Like, halatang naka-drug siya. So, commute, for me at least, mas maganda mag-commute dito. Like, at least yung mismong sistema ng commute, mas maayos dito for me.
Small city kasi ito, wala masyadong traffic.
Yun din. And ay paano, like yung mga lines ng bus lang din mismo, like maayos, like
Schedule
like,
schedule na
may
nasusunod.
schedule, may stop. Di tulad sa atin na kung saan-saan na lang pumipigil. So, ayun yun. So, that's nice. But, and when, pag natutunan mo na yun, medyo madali na. But, ayun, be careful lang. Kasi, yun nga, yung mga addict or whatever.
Yeah, as
So,
much as possible pag umalis ka na hindi mo masyadong alam yung lugar, meron ka sanang kasama.
yun. Important yun.
With people in the bus stop, pag yung, kumbaga wary ka lang na
Yeah.
tingin ka sa paligid mo.
There you go. 3 important lessons from this interview. Number 1, do lots of research before applying. Number 2, you can apply without using an agency to save money. Number 3, it is really expensive to apply, and recently the Canadian immigration has increased the proof of funds to more than double the previous amount. So if you are successful in your application, make the most of it. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next vlog.